Hello, I am Kodili-nye, the son of the wonderful. We are here again to discuss about the homeland sustainability and improvement on the street blogging today. This is another round of street blogging. Remember, this is one of the ways to get our homeland going. When I mean homeland, I mean Anambra State and Igbo and Nigeria. And because we are the people that are supposed to change our homeland, not just the politicians, because if you leave it to the politicians to have essential infrastructure like light, it has taken them over 60 years to accomplish. But if we all come together and said, this is what we want and keep on pushing for it, it will not take us more than 4 years to accomplish what the average Nigerian politicians will take 60 or 100 years to accomplish. So that's why I urge you to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel, and always leave sweet comments, and this will help us to keep on pushing, and also to help us to improve our ratings in the YouTube. So thank you once again. I am still Kodili-nye, the son of the wonderful. And what are we going to talk about today? There was a massive uproar about Governor Peter Mbah's action. And what am I talking about? Recently, Peter Mbah said that he's bringing a CNG gas buses to ply Enugu Road, and he said he's going to bring up to 300 of them. And suddenly, we start seeing around 50 to 100 coming to Uproar Square. And people were asking, is this Innoson? Is it locally produced in Nigeria? So, not knowing that most of them are imported. And when people finally find out the details that these were imported vehicles, it nearly shut the internet, because people knows already that why the Naira and the economy is struggling is because of the activities of the so-called politicians. That's why things has not improved, because they talk about economic development and all that things, but in the actual sense, their body language and their actions does the opposite. And that's why people were hammering Peter Mbah, the executive governor of Enugu State. You might recall that Peter Mbah was elected under a controversial election, but since then he has actually upped the antics. He has actually performed beyond imagination. He has actually started bringing back Enugu that was nearly destroyed under the former governor Ugwanye, who has visionless administration, and bringing the old memories of Enugu as the capital of the eastern region. So recently has a lot of good things that he is trying to implement, like the Enugu Air and massive road dualization, and we might not forget the water scheme, because Enugu city was plagued with water issues because of lack of investment on water infrastructure by past administrations. And most of the streets in Enugu was littered with garbages and potholes because of the past government neglect. But he trying to reverse the bad omen, and people reckon that he's actually performing Although there are a lot of lapses in administration on security, because at the moment, Enugu is having issue with insecurity, which people used to talk about Anambra State. Now, a lot of Enugu communities are battling with kidnapping and Fulani herdsmen attacks to the farmers. Some areas are actually a no-go area at the moment. Let me use that word at the moment. But that's not what we are talking about. So you now look at why Nigerian politicians always like to import vehicles and import things which can be sourced locally or which can be encouraged to produce locally. Some people were of the opinion that that's one of the ways those politicians used to take our money, bulega and bubu, for their own selfish interests, because it's much easier for them to do that. They give an example of some governors that say they are importing something, and eventually the money was dumped in America and many places of the world. So that's exactly because some of those companies or agents give them kickbacks, which they will tell them, oh, inflate the money and this is how much that are going to receive. So that's why they go on. So now, buying from Innoson helps to improve Nigerian economy, help to create more jobs, and also encourage potential investors that if they invest in Enugu State, basically that there is opportunity for them. There is opportunity for them, and that the government will patronize them and other establishments will patronize them. This helps to safeguard the economy, safeguard the stability of Naira. I know that most of these politicians don't know this and they talk about it, but in action, they don't actually do those things. So when the whole thing came out, after initial denial, they now own up to it. They started saying that Innoson was very expensive. They got these ones very cheap and other things, and blah blah blah, that the people importing it are also from the state. And you'll be asking yourself, how did China become the world manufacturer and supermarket? How did most of these countries become like that? What they did simply is to use the local manufacturers. That even if the local manufacturer are selling 100 naira more, they will basically buy from them. And also they also encourage investors to invest on those areas in the state. That's how you go about it, and by so doing you actually strengthen the Naira, strengthen the economy, because you now have industries that expand. Because if you look at Innoson, although Innoson manufacturing this thing is done in Anambra State, the vehicle manufacturing, but some of his components of this vehicle manufacturing actually in Enugu. Like he has the biggest plastic industry in Enugu, and this plastic industry produce a lot of the components for the vehicle production at Nnewi. So basically, the governor actually failed woefully in this regard. There is no excuse for this, because once Innoson can produce it, what you need to do is that, considering that the Innoson is already on ground, you have a comparative advantage buying from Innoson, because the Innoson will offer you maintenance guarantees and a lot of things. And at the same time, you as a government can say to Innoson, look at, I need you to give this, do that, and they will agree. And also you can encourage other competitors, because they were saying that they don't like to maintain monopoly. At the moment, why the monopoly is going on is because the government is not encouraging other people to invest or even go for joint venture. I know that Peace Transit actually manufacturing vehicles. You can encourage Peace to manufacture also CNG buses. You can actually invest in some of this, bring in some partners to invest on 2 or 3 of these. Because think about that, 300 buses I'm telling you, can actually, if it's being manufactured in Enugu or assembled in Enugu, will actually cause a greater industrial production. You know, we always say that there is low productivity level in Anibo, in our homeland. It's because the politicians doesn't want anything to be produced. They don't want productivity. Rather, they would like to be, giving out money to people and, creating unemployment, creating insecurity, creating difficulties to the people. They don't care. They don't care. Sometimes they need to go under real economic teaching lessons or crash course on economy to understand how economy works and what do's and don'ts of economy. What you don't do when you are managers of economy of any state. I think this should be what is recommended for this, because without that, Peter Mbah and group will continue on this type of thing that is actually destroying the economy and creating lack of industrial production. So if MI Okpara and others did the same thing before, we would not have had a lot of industry in the eastern Nigeria or in Nigeria. So we must call a spade and call out Governor Peter Mbah, because we praise him when he does does good. When he bought from Innoson on the security vehicles, people commended him. But this one is no. You can't be buying over 100 vehicles from abroad, whereas you have the local producers. It shouldn't happen at all. That's what we are talking about. This must stop for the betterment of our homeland. Because if you leave these politicians, they continue on this trajectory, and this is killing our economy. I don't know what you think about this. If you have any comments, remember, no more sliding. We are a passionate organization for the promotion of our homeland. Remember, we are the government. We promote good governance in this place, and we must say it as it is. We don't mindful of this anybody, any harassment, because we are the people of the homeland. We are the people. We are the government. So that's why we are here talking about these things. Please help us to share, help us to like. I am so called Kodili-nye, the son of the wonderful. See you in the next one, and have a wonderful time. And God bless you.